If you own an acreage near Calgary or you're thinking about buying one, there is one infrastructure failure that will stop your life completely. Not a furnace going out, not a roof leak, not even a septic issue. Your well. When you have animals, when you have a household to run, when you have no municipal water connection to fall back on, the well is everything. And when it fails, you don't get to wait and figure it out next week. You deal with it immediately, or you're out of water. I've seen it firsthand, and what surprises most buyers, and even some acreage owners, is how little they actually understand about the system they depend on every single day. So today, I'm walking you through exactly what happens when an acreage well fails, what the warning signs look like, what your options are, what it costs, and what you need to know before you buy so you're never caught off guard. I'm Kristen Edmunds, a realtor specializing in acreage and rural lifestyle transitions across the Calgary rural corridor, foothills, Mountain View, and Wheatland counties. Water and wells come up in almost every acreage transaction I work on. This is one of the most important topics I cover with my buyers, and today I'm giving you the full picture. Let's start at the beginning. Before we talk about what goes wrong, you need to understand what's actually happening underground. Most acreages in Calgary corridor are on drilled wells. That means a steel casing has been drilled down into the earth, sometimes 100 feet, sometimes 300 feet or more, until it reaches a water bearing zone called an aquifer. A submersible pump sits down inside that casing, pulling water up through a pipe and into your home. Inside your house, there's a pressure tank, usually in your mechanical room or utility area. That tank maintains consistent water pressure throughout your home so you're not experiencing surges every time the pump kicks on. This system also has a pitless adapter. That's the fitting that allows the water line to exit the well casing below the frost line and travel underground to your home, keeping everything protected from freezing temperatures. On the surface, you'll see the well cap, the top of the casing sticking out of the ground. This whole system has moving parts, electrical components, and mechanical wear points. And like any system, it has a lifespan. Submersible pumps typically last 10 to 15 years. Pressure tanks can fail sooner if they're not maintained. The casing itself can last 30 to 50 years or longer, but it can also crack, corrode, or allow surface water intrusion if it's older or improperly installed. Understanding this baseline is important because when something goes wrong, knowing where the problem is determines how expensive the fix will be. Well failure is rarely sudden. Most of the time, there are warning signs. And if you know what to look for, you can catch problems early before they become emergencies. Sputtering taps or air in the lines. If you're getting air mixed in with your water flow, that's often a sign the water table has dropped below your pump, or there's a cracked drop pipe inside the casing. The fix can run anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500, depending on what's going on. Sand or sediment in your water. If you're seeing grit or discoloration in your water, your well may be silting in, your well screen may be degraded, or your pump may be set too low and pulling sediment off the bottom. Costs to address this typically run $500 to $2,000. Low water pressure. This one has multiple potential causes: a failing pump, a failing pressure tank, a stuck check valve, or even a clogged pressure switch nipple. Costs range from as little as $150 for a switch replacement up to $3,000 for a full pump replacement. The pump short cycling. This is one I want you to pay attention to because it's a silent problem that gets expensive fast. If your pump is turning on and off rapidly and frequently, that's almost always a waterlogged pressure tank, meaning the bladder inside has ruptured. The tank itself is a $400 to $800 fix, but if you ignore it, that constant short cycling destroys your pump. Now you're looking at $3,000. Here's a simple test you can do right now. Go to your pressure tank and knock on it with your knuckle from the bottom up. The bottom portion should sound solid. That's the water. The top portion should sound hollow. That's the air bladder. If the whole tank sounds the same all the way up, your bladder is likely waterlogged and it needs to be replaced. A 5-second test that could save you thousands of dollars. Sudden changes in color or odor, brown water, a rotten egg smell, a metallic taste. These are signs of potential surface water intrusion, a cracked casing, or bacterial contamination. Costs to address range from $200 for a shock chlorination treatment up to $3,000 or more if the casing needs repair or a treatment system needs to be installed. No water at all? Obviously, the most alarming symptom. But before you panic, check your breaker first. A tripped breaker is a $0 fix. A failed pump is $1,500 to $3,000. A dry well is a much bigger conversation. And that's where we're headed next. If your well is producing very little water or no water at all, and it's not an equipment issue, you're dealing with an aquifer problem. And that's where the costs get serious. You have three main options at that point. Hydrofracturing. This is a process where high pressure water is injected into a bedrock well to open up existing fractures and improve water flow. It only works on bedrock wells, not sand or gravel aquifers. Cost is typically $2,000 to $5,000. Success rate is reasonable, but not guaranteed. Deepening the existing well. Drilling further down from where your current casing ends to try to reach a better water bearing zone. Costs run $10,000 to $30,000. Success rate is 50 to 85%, depending heavily on geology and the condition of your existing casing. If the casing is too old or too narrow, this option may not even be available to you. Drilling a new well entirely. Starting fresh in a new location on your property with a full hydrogeological evaluation to identify the best spot. Cost is $15,000 to $50,000 or more, depending on the depth and geological conditions. Success rate is 90% or higher with proper site evaluation. This is the clean slate option. Higher upfront cost, but a 30 to 50-year lifespan on the new system. And temporarily, while any of this is being sorted out, you may need to haul water in, either hiring a delivery service or doing it yourself. Ongoing hauled water costs run $50 to $200 or more per month, depending on usage and distance. It keeps you going, but as I've talked about before, it's not a long term solution for most acreage households, and it adds up fast. Now I want to shift to something that most online guides about well water completely skip over. And it's the part of this topic that I think matters most if you're buying an acreage near Calgary. Because the goal isn't just to know what to do when a well fails, the goal is to never be surprised by it in the first place. If you're looking at an older acreage, and there are many beautiful ones in the Calgary corridor, there's something specific I want you to watch for: a wooden trapdoor or hatch set into the ground near the well. That's a well pit, and it's one of the first things I look for on an older listing. The very first acreage I ever listed for sale had a well pit. The casing was in an underground concrete pit, an old school approach to protecting pipes from freezing, and the issues that came with it were significant. Groundwater was infiltrating from above, contaminating the water supply. The well had to be shocked. There were multiple recommendations that came out of the inspection process, and it created real complexity for that transaction. Here's what buyers need to understand about well pits: they are no longer legal to build in Alberta, and for good reason. These are confined spaces where oxygen depletes and gases can accumulate. They are a serious hazard. If you're buying an older acreage and you see a well pit, that's not automatically a deal breaker, but it is a flag that requires a thorough inspection and a clear understanding of what you're taking on. Modern systems use a pitless adapter. The water line exits the casing below the frost line and travels underground safely with no pitch required. If an older property still has a pit, Understanding the condition and the remediation plan is essential before you proceed. Here's something that surprises a lot of acreage buyers, and it's important. When you get a mortgage on an acreage property, your lender will typically require a water test. They want to confirm the water is safe to drink. But what most buyers don't realize is that the standard bacterial test, the one your bank is asking for, only tests for bacteria. It does not test for arsenic. It does not test for uranium. It does not test for iron, manganese, nitrates, or other heavy metals and minerals that occur naturally in Alberta's bedrock. I've had clients go through a transaction where the bacterial test came back clean. Water passed, lender was satisfied, deal proceeded. And then a comprehensive water test revealed elevated heavy metal levels that required a treatment system to address. Crystal clear water passed the bacterial test, contained naturally occurring substances that needed to be mitigated. The lesson here is straightforward. A basic bacterial test tells you one thing. A comprehensive water test, which runs $300 to $400 and tests for a full panel of minerals and heavy metals, tells you the whole picture. For any acreage I'm working on with a buyer, I always recommend the comprehensive test. The cost difference is minimal. The information difference is significant. So let's bring this together into what you actually need to be doing before you take possession of an acreage property. The questions to ask before you write an offer: when was the well drilled and how deep is it? What is the current flow rate in gallons per minute? And is there a recent well report on file? Has the water been tested recently and can you see those results? Is there a water treatment system on the property? And when was it last serviced? Is there a well pit? And if so, what is its current condition? The inspections to get during your condition period. A proper well and flow inspection, not just a visual. A qualified well inspector will test the actual flow rate and can include a downhole camera inspection to assess the casing condition. Budget $250 to $550 for this. A comprehensive water test, bacterial plus a full mineral and heavy metals panel. Budget $300 to $400. And don't just accept what's on file. In one of my transactions this year, a well report existed that showed a well producing zero point 0.6 gallons per minute. And that report predated our showings and our questions to the listing agent. We never saw it until my client went directly to the seller after the property came off the market. Asking for all existing reports, ask when they were completed, and if something doesn't add up, do your own testing. Your well is not a passive system you inherit and forget about. It's a living piece of infrastructure that requires attention, maintenance, and informed management. The buyers who thrive on acreages are the ones who understand this going in, who ask the right questions, get the right inspections, and budget for the real costs of rural water systems. A comprehensive water test runs $400. A well inspection runs $550 or more. That's $1,000 of due diligence that can protect you from a $25,000 to $50,000 surprise after possession. That math is not complicated. I've put together a free well buyer's checklist that covers every question you should be asking and every inspection you should be getting before you take possession of an acreage property. The link to download it is in the description. No cost, just the information you need. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm covering the real side of acreage ownership and rural real estate every week. The stuff that actually matters when you're making this kind of move. Drop a comment and let me know. Did anything in this video surprise you? I'd love to hear what you're running into in your own search. And if you're ready to have a real conversation about an acreage purchase and want someone who's going to dig into the details with you, the link to book a consultation directly with me is also in the description. I'm Kristen Edmunds. Thanks for watching.